Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here to talk about Below Deck: Sailing Yacht Season 4, Episode 9 this week, as we talk about just a lot of love triangles going on here on the Parsival here with my co-captain. It's Sasha Joseph. Sasha, how are you?
So good. So excited to talk about all this mess with you. You're traveling, I'm not, so I'm ready to go on this adventure with you.
Yes. Okay. Um, yeah, this was a lot of fallout from last week. We also had our first self-contained journey here with just a
Mhm.
couple of women. And I guess was there just like not that much drama that they just for the first time that we just ended up going on like a one episode only journey,
That happens sometimes. It could be one of
a
those
one
shorter
nighter.
charter. Yeah, I think it was just a one nighter, right? So they do two of those a season, I think, and it was only four women. Me thinks that they gave us enough drama for me to
Mhm.
drag, so
Yeah.
they did what they needed to do.
Okay. Well, I really enjoyed this episode. Excited
Yes.
to talk about it. Sasha, how's your week been?
It's been really great. I've just like talked to all my podcast friends. So I'm
Mhm.
just living life. How
Big
how are
same.
how are you?
I've just been traveling. I mean, I have not been on any sort of sailing yacht, but I've been all around, and so excited to still be able to podcast and talk about Below Deck this week.
Me too, because I feel like yeah, these are like juicy episodes that I need you to watch. So
Hmm.
I'm just glad we're able to still do this.
Okay. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about, but the episode this week, Sasha, started like in very like dramatic fashion, which we had like a whole like hard reset of everything the last couple of years of Gary, Colin, and Daisy.
Yeah, how did you feel? Because I was like, "Oh, this happened. Oh, yeah. Remember when Gary had sex with two roommates? And not at the same time, but he did
No.
screw over one and then the other. No pun intended. So, for you, what were you like? Oh, yes, this is what they're talking about.
It's a good backstory of Gary being a man whore. And so we got to see a little bit of like the awning. I mean, I'm Team Colin for the record. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if anybody is Team Gary.
There's some watch what happens live tea that I
Okay.
don't know that it'll change your mind. It didn't change my mind. I'm also Team Colin,
Oh,
but it might we might be on shaky ground, Rob.
okay. All right. Well, looking forward to hearing about it.
Yes.
Of course, we have such a active chat here when we do go live for Below Deck. So I want to shout out everybody there who has been with us all along this journey. So we love to get your comments as well as we go through it because I mean, Below Deck, big deck energy. This is a party.
Yeah, someone in the comments last week called us a secret book club where we just can't stop laughing, and I think that's our tagline. Because I
Yes.
was like, I would like it to not be secret. Everyone should join, but also be on the nose for what we do here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a secret book club that the chat is in.
Yeah, that's what
Yes.
they said. They like love it, and they commented that on the YouTube
And
chat. But
yeah, and you people that are listening to the podcast and not here, you can talk to us too on Twitter.
yes, please.
Hmm.
Listen, folks know that I always like if you're sending me tea about Below Deck, I'm with you.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
in it.
Send
Okay.
those. Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
we also have a lot of reviews, so shout out to them too. Like we've gotten a bunch of
Should we read
5-star
them?
reviews. We have a few like really nice ones.
Okay. All right.
Um,
At the end of the episode,
yeah,
let's go look at the
sounds
reviews.
good. But yeah, thank you to everyone that are,
Okay.
shouting us out. I see you.
Now, Sasha, we ended up got the whole reset of everything. I think this episode might have been a little light on like content, so we had to like pad it there, and then also the rest of this season on Below Deck. So we had probably like 5 minutes total, like between the beginning and the end, where we just like adding stuff to the runtime.
Yeah, and we got the juiciest of the juiciest like mid-season like preview. So I agree. I think they were Here's the thing. They're
Yeah.
giving us 2 episodes next week and the week after, like back to back. So I'm like, y'all got the stuff.
Yeah.
Give us the stuff because I don't want to hear about toilets. That was filler too. That I really will fight.
That
Rob
was,
for.
better than the big Jim flag cliffhanger, but not great. By the way, Sasha, if I may comment, that color you're wearing like is giving that you're ready to go and be a stew.
Oh my god, yes. On Wednesdays we wear pink, so I'm here. But yeah, I just need the parcel. I need to borrow it from them, just like
Bar-
the guest did.
yeah. Okay. So I don't know if we were getting a flashback or if this was new footage, but we cut to 1:30 a.m. and it's like more panting from Mads.
I can't, right? Like stop this. I will go to my death fighting Bravo production with how like intimately they'll show things. Like I don't need to see these crotch shots, ass shots, moaning. Why? Right? Like adults understand what happens. Like enough. Okay, this is not softcore. I don't need it. I'm not. My name is not Alex or Colin. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. All right. So that's really the end of what we get from that wild night. But then we get like everybody in the morning and really like so many interesting things here where one, I feel like that throughout this episode, I feel like that Colin and Daisy are kind of like, they're not, like the opposite of Gary and Mads. Like we have where Gary is like a stage 5 clinger, as he was called in the last episode. I forget if Colin said that. He's like,
or was it Chase?
he's like trying to be like, hey, like Mads, like what's going on? Like, why don't you talk to me? Why don't you look at me? Why don't you talk to me? How about how your day was? But then I felt like that Colin and Daisy were like very much like the opposite. That felt like that was like a blossoming relationship.
Yeah, I'm with you 1000% because I felt that Gary, I think, feels left out in the dirt, right? And like both his best friend and his like will they won't they blah 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 situation have now gotten together. They're grown, right? They're in their 30s. Look at people in 30s. They can have normal relationship situationships.
They can.
Allegedly, according to the boat, as of that day. Let me make that clear, or that charter at least. But boy, Matt could not give an F about this man. She said, "What's done in the dark should just stay in the dark." Like I would not like to bring this in the light with me.
Yeah, it's such a weird relationship. And there's a point where Lucy is asking about how it was. She says, "Well, Gary and I, we just cuddled all night and then we had sex at some point." And Lucy says, "Was it good?" And Matt says, "Yeah."
So and okay, so here's the thing. I believe that she has like he's good, right? I think Gary's like good in bed because these women have been losing it.
Yes.
And I made a note of this, so I'm bringing it to the podcast, everyone. Daisy said, Andy asked her, who smells better, Colin or Gary? And Alex was sitting there, okay, with her as a guest. She said Gary smells better. So the pheromones are pheromoning, is what I think. And I think in the morning when you see him, you're just like, oh my God. But when it's time and you're in the feral mode, I think Gary has got it going on.
Okay.
I'm not with it, but unfortunately, I think that's it. And maybe he's decent. And Alex just kept calling him persistent for everything. Andy was like, trying to be like, oh, can you say like 3 nice things about Gary? He's persistent. And he knows how to be persistent. Like it's just constantly that. So, last man standing.
Okay. So how do you want to bounce around here and talk about
my
the
God.
events from this episode? Because I feel like that it's I don't know if we should go chronologically or if there's like certain things you want to talk about.
Yeah, I think they're the we can maybe get the guests out of the way if we want so that we can get into
Mhm.
all the other stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I mean there was this was an interesting group that the charter that they have in this episode. There were four ladies starting with Jill. Jill is the primary.
Yes.
She's a fun-loving lady. She loves drinks and the 70s.
Jill. But so does Captain Glenn. So who am I to say anything about the 70s?
Yes.
But
Yes.
oh
Now,
my
when
god.
they said they were asking for a 70s party, was that because they were in their 70s?
Oh, and they loved the 70s. I think it's probably both.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't want to judge. As Alex said, I don't want to judge women's ages, but boy, maybe they were close. They were older generation.
Older generation,
Yeah.
for sure. But Captain Glenn, that he was feeling it too. We found out so much about Glenn in this episode that he loved the 70s. We got to see flashbacks.
The hair, Rob.
Yeah.
I was like, Captain Glenn, who is this? Because the amount of afros that we saw, I was losing it. I think Captain Glenn had got it going on, and now he's just having dreams about donkeys. So
Mhm.
what happened, Captain Glenn?
That scene where he was on the phone with his mom and like, "Hey, ma, guess what? I just had a dream that I had a nightmare. I was getting beat up by a donkey." What?
And I think this isn't the first time he's had this kind of weird donkey dream. So again, I guess I gotta look up what that means. But Glenn, what's
I'll
going
ask
on?
ChatGPT. Okay.
ChatGPT will lie to you.
ChatGPT. Can you use ChatGPT to interpret dreams?
I'm sure you can.
Let's
And
see.
I will.
What does it mean if I have a dream where I'm getting beaten up by a donkey? A dream
Yeah.
where I'm getting
Okay, donkey
beaten
dream meaning.
by a donkey. Okay. All right. So that's interesting. Donkey is a jackass. Okay. So first thing, okay, that being said, being beaten by a donkey in a dream could symbolize a few things. One, feeling overburdened or overwhelmed.
Okay, that's very
Donkeys are
correct.
associated with hard work and burdens. If you're being beaten by a donkey, it could symbolize what you feel like. I mean, this boat is breaking constantly.
That's what.
Um, Two, stubbornness. Donkeys are sometimes a stereotype as being stubborn. Your dream could be a reflection of your own stubbornness. I don't think it's that.
Well, for
Feeling,
him seeing that Gary's also
yeah,
struggling, but he
okay.
won't.
Feeling mistreated or disrespected. Being beaten in a dream can indicate feelings of being mistreated or disrespected. The donkey might symbolize an individual or a situation in your life.
Oh my god. Captain Glenn, are you all right?
Are you okay? And then also a lack of progress. Donkeys are not typically associated with the speed of progress. Being beaten by one could be an indicator that you are feeling stagnant or a lack of advancement in some area in your life. I think that might be.
I Chat GPT, you win this one. I must say, Rob, me thinks that if you substitute the word donkey for that damn boat, we
Yeah.
we have the $1,000,000
Stubborn
answer.
boat. Doesn't want to move. He's like he's riding a donkey, like, come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. And the boat's like,
It's not. The boat said, "Couldn't be me.
nope.
Not a beast of burden. Not I. I will
Right.
burden you." So Daisy also on Watch What Happens Live said she wishes that Parzival would die at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I think that Parzival equals donkey.
Yeah, I think so. I think we nailed it. Okay. So the women come on board and they think it's going to be like pretty low key. They just sort of like want to have like drinks and have some nice food and they want to have this 70s party. But also these ladies are like a little thirsty.
A lot thirsty, and I feel like a little uncouth for being like we're Southern and we're so, manners, manners. No, where are your manners?
Hmm.
I don't appreciate it. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
but you know what, Sasha? It was perfect because you had like sleazy Chase, who was super inappropriate last week with Lucy. Like this was like he could sort of like vibe out with them. They were loving it. That they were sort of like he could just flirt with them, and they were like loving it. That like this young guy was flirting with them. He could get it all out of his system. That if I mean, I don't know if he wanted to do a boob luge with any of them.
They would have done it. You know they would have done it. They were made for the boobluges. Okay. They
Chase, come
said
here.
they said Carolinas for the win. Please.
Mhm.
And as someone from North Carolina
Yeah,
now,
they were from South
these are
Carolina. They're from South Carolina.
no, they were from North. Chase is from South.
Oh, okay. Yes.
These are your people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know those ladies.
Watch out, Rob. Stay away from hot tubs.
That's who I have to hang out with. And be like, no, this young podcast could buck.
No.
Come podcast by our hot tub, Sonny.
Sonny, you're done. We're ending this podcast right now. The water is the water is good. Just jump right in.
Like, Rob, what temperature is the water? I don't know. Let me see.
Hot enough for the both of us. For the 7 of us. Oh my god. What is it? Oh. Do you think Chase got all his Eeyore-ness out, right? Because
I hope
Chase
so.
was riding high, baby. He said, octogenarians, yes.
Yes, because then did he apologize to Lucy after all this happened?
Yeah, he did. It was after. So
Yeah. So this was like a win-win for everybody.
listen, let Chase be inappropriate for women that would like to receive it.
He needed his ego to be built back up because he had just been like, the bar was in hell, and that every single woman on this boat was like, ew, get away from me. You're gross. You're gross. You're disgusting. Shut up. I don't stop looking at me. You're an ass. And then not like in Captain Glenn's dream.
I was like, is he the donkey?
And then like these ladies were like, oh, hey, Chase. And then he was like, okay, they built him back up.
Listen, if anything these women were good for is building up the men, because I can't. I can't, okay? The amount of gas. Oh, this is such a good looking crew. Alex, number 1, is good looking. Colin, I think his personality is, but unfortunately better than his looks. He's not ugly, but still. Y'all
And he
are
doesn't smell so good.
yeah, allegedly. But I think that was bias on Daisy's part. But I can't stop laughing. And then Chase, like really peacocking, right? Oh, I just have to say that this is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am will really get them going. No, babe, a man with a post will get them going.
Mm-hmm.
A young buck. Oh my god. But now I think people that have never watched Below Deck understand that they will literally never say no.
But this is such a nice story though, Jill and her college roommate. Sasha, this is going to be you one day.
Oh my god. I never had a college roommate, but yes, me and my sorority sister.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
This is like 50 years from now. It's like, yeah, we've got another bachelorette party. It's Ashley's 4th. We're going out renting a yacht.
I know we can finally afford it. Not in our 20s anymore. We can pay. No, I'll be like, listen, give me a mega discount and I will be the like, is it still cougars at a certain amount of time? I think there's a different name for them, but whatever that is, at 70, that will be me. Like, I'd be like, wake Alex up. That's who I
ask ChatGPT. What is the age range to be considered a cougar?
There's like different levels.
Does ChatGPT know about that?
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Cougar is a term often used in popular culture to describe an older woman who's interested in dating younger men. The age of a woman might be referred to as a cougar. It can vary, as the term is largely subjective and based on the age difference between the woman. So typically, a woman might be referred to as a cougar if she is 40 years old or older and primarily dates men about 10 years younger than her. However, these are not hard and fast rules. The usage of the term can differ between cultures and individuals. Some might use the term for women in their 30s dating younger men, while others might reserve it for women 50 or older. Okay. And then ChatGPT says a label can often be offensive and derogatory.
Okay, ChatGPT,
Others
shut
see it
up.
empowering. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay,
I think
whatever.
that's
So I got
women.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 18 to 21, you're a wildcat. 22 to 29, you're a lynx. 30 to 39, you're a puma.
Yes.
40 to 49, you're a cougar. 50 to
Mhm.
59, jaguar. Next 10 years, panther. Age 69,
Yeah.
pussycat.
Yeah.
70 to 79, cheetah. 80 to 89, leopard. 90 to 99, this is gonna be me, tiger. And 100 plus is lion.
100 plus.
Me, a lion, baby.
You are lying if you are out there 100 plus dating these younger men.
That's how you make it to 100.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Oh
How
god, I
about this?
can't.
So Sasha, Walt Nye in the chat says, Rob, you look great, young man. Longtime fan of your Big Brother goes. Thank you, Walt.
Get
Thank
him, Wall.
you.
Yes, please. Wall. I mean, Rob. See, Wall. Are you in North Carolina? Because
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Okay.
oh god.
All right.
Oh my god.
So
The chat wants to know our preference sheets, and I want to say Rob and I would be the worst two people
well,
for the
yeah, what do you
preference.
fill out in the like what do we want to have on the party?
What? Yeah. What would we want? I think mine would just be like I would like male dancers. That would
Male
yes,
dancers.
1000%. Thunders from Down Under.
The Thunder, I'd like so you would like, but then they have
But
to have
that's
like
expensive.
Colin and Alex and
No,
like.
please, not the Wish version. Like,
Well,
please
they
go
they
out
don't
and
hire
find.
talent to come
Yeah,
on the
they
boat. They
do.
do.
They
I haven't seen
definitely
that.
do. Listen, you haven't seen it yet. No. But they've hired like fire dancers in the Caribbean. So
That's so awkward that you're gonna
no.
have male exotic dancers. Then you just
Yes.
see them the rest of the trip
No,
too.
I don't. They like
They're
get
like
on the tender
they,
and leave.
oh, they get on the tender and they leave. I thought they're out at
Yes.
sea with them.
No. It's just like a one night. They come on from the tender. They're like local. But I
Mm-hmm.
want like good talent. I don't want this like nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But also as a kosher person, it's just the food would be in hell.
Yeah.
What would yours be? Would you have any ridiculous? Like, what is
I
your
don't
most
know.
ridiculous?
I don't know. You know what's available.
No, the world is your oyster. Like, they're
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I would struggle on this. Like, can we
Yeah,
do a
I think Rob would be
podcast on the
fun.
boat? Can they set up a podcast?
No, this is your vacation, Rob. I refuse this.
Busman's holiday. Yeah. So yeah, I'd
We'll
have
get
to.
you cougars, but like animals.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, God.
Well, then the big drama that happens is that there's a woman named Lori, and Lori claims that her diamond necklace has gone missing.
Yeah, listen. When this started, I lost it because I was like, they're on a TV show, right? Like, let's say if this was a normal boat, maybe you could drag the help, but please, not
Yeah.
this.
No,
Not
this was wild. Like, what is this? The freaking White Lotus? Like, we're gonna have like a jewel thief case, like that. We're gonna have a whodunit on the boat.
Pink Panther, call him in.
Who stole Lori's diamonds?
Can I just say, when we saw those diamonds, I was like, oh, this is what we were crying for. They should have stayed stolen or
Oh.
stayed lost.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like a diamond necklace, but it felt very much, oh, where did you get this?
Yeah. And did we ever find out the tip that they left? Like, I feel like.
No, not yet.
Oh, you think we're gonna find out in the next episode?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
like
yeah,
we had
'cause
the
the
tip meeting.
No, because I thought I missed it, and I went back and saw it, and we did
Mhm.
not. Unfortunately, the bathroom stuff took
Yes.
precedence.
Okay. Because I feel like that if you think you lost your diamonds and then the crew recovers them and you accuse them of stealing it, like I think you need to like be giving like a generous reward.
First of all, you need to do a lot of things when you accuse people. Because she was like, "Can I see the cameras, baby girl? You will. It would be on the
The
show."
cameras, right.
Like, wake up, ma'am. And then she was like, I did not put it in, like, she like mimes it, right? In anything. She's like, it was right here. So then my husband and I were like, oh, maybe when the boat was sailing and kneeling or healing, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it must have gone in one of the
Slid
nooks
off.
and crannies
Yeah.
and it's gone. But Rob, I just have to say, can you imagine as the person that cleans the cabin to go into people's purses?
Mhm.
I no, you couldn't pay me enough to be like, "I'm gonna open someone's purse and here they are."
Right, I'd be more worried about, like, people going through my stuff than, like, why
Yeah.
they're gonna go through it. That was all, like, so wild, but it is also the worst feeling when you like, something has gone missing, and then you start, like, accusing people, and then you realize that, "No, you idiot, you dummy, that you did it yourself." That is, like, the worst feeling. It happens to me a lot.
Oh, no. As someone that loses stuff, I have now started like calling this. I made it up, but I've been like, "Oh, if there are any like ghosts in the house, please help me find it because I know
Mhm.
I'm flopping at losing. Like I lose everything, Rob. So I understand, but I try not to blame other people because yeah, it is 99% my fault. Or there is my husband that I can yell at, thankfully, but that's it. I
Mhm.
try not to blame anyone.
Mhm. So we have our dinner with Captain Glenn. He's there when they bring him in on like, hey, there's been accusations of theft on the ship. And he's like, okay, we've never had that before. And they end up ultimately they find the thing. Lucy found the diamond. So and Lucy even said, I would steal their money.
Where is the lie? We know they have cash on them for the tip. So why would I have to declare that I have this cash?
Yeah.
Why would I want to share it with people? I'ma
If you
just
steal the tip money, Sasha, isn't that more you're stealing from your shipmates than the people that are like the passengers?
I met them 2 weeks ago. If I'm gonna be cutthroat, let me actually be cutthroat, you know? Like, I'm not gonna steal some, like, not great looking diamonds. And again, if you're gonna steal gold, right? That actually has better resale value.
You've thought
Diamonds,
this through.
please.
Yeah.
No, like, come on, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So then ultimately, they have their 70s party, like whatever. Not that exciting, the 70s party. Everybody comes in, they dance, and then they retire to the hot tub. And this is when Chase gets summoned to go into the hot tub. He takes one for the team. And I just have in my notes like desperate Chase.
I
So sad. So sad.
Bless his heart. I don't know how else to say it, but like he is so lost in the sauce and he just like needs some attention. And Karens are going to give it to him.
Yeah. And so they ask him, like, Chase, do you have the magic touch? It's like,
No, he doesn't. Ask every girl on the
ask
boat.
Lucy.
Lucy literally swore on her family that he would never
Never
touch
see
her.
her. Yes. Yes. Chase also claimed that he has slept with a 65-year-old woman.
I I think that is probably the only person he slept with, Rob.
That's it.
Miss Havisham called his ass up. Because listen, I think that Chase has no game, but he's tall. He looks like he's fine. I don't think he's ugly
Yeah.
either. So I'm just like, you look the way you look. I think in the Carolinas, maybe these women are like, I'm bored. Chase, come on over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bless his. Maybe that's why he doesn't have game because he's used to
Too
women just calling the
easy.
hotline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he said he was going to be wealthy, right? He said he was going to be like, I'm going to be a millionaire. Maybe he's like a gigolo.
But listen, sugar baby, live your
Hmm.
life, king. You be
Hmm.
a kept man. Why? I
Yep.
will never judge that. That is a life goal. You do
Okay.
you.
Um, there wasn't much else with Jill and her crew. The like Sex in the City group. Now, did they clog the toilet?
No, I really think it was the boys.
Okay. Okay.
You know who would have clogged the toilet? The horrible, horrible number
Gary.
one charter guest.
Oh.
No, if there were any guests that were gonna do it, it would be the blood ladies.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, you threw me off when you called them the number one charter guest.
Sorry,
I
charter
was like,
guest,
I don't think they
charter
have to
number
clog the
one,
toilet. Yeah.
charter number one. But no, it was Gary. Listen, I, I don't want to talk about it, but I have to just like give Gary his lashings that this is the worst roommate of my life, right? And he's not even my roommate because he said I haven't had a solid poop in however long.
I think maybe he has long COVID.
It was is that a symptom? Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Does that hurt your brain? Because listen, maybe. And does that make you stage 5 clinger? Maybe. But then
The COVID.
he says, I don't even use toilet paper. I use the handheld shower. Rob, that's just a bidet. Why haven't people evolved to bidets? And the fact that he's using the community shower to do this, he
Hmm.
deserves jail.
Yeah, he kind of is bragging about it. He's like, I know I didn't clog the toilet because I don't use toilet paper. I just use the shower.
No, he's so gross. And no, he
Yeah.
said I use a shower head. I was like, you're it's
Right.
just like he deserves jail, is my
Right.
point. And why did they need to include that?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's Colin's worst nightmare. Colin has to fix the backed up toilets. Do you think that Colin's going to get her done? Pregnant pause as Sasha thinks about it. And as for me, I would say I think it's going to be fine. I think that this is going to be one of these situations where they go to make it a cliffhanger, all the toilets flush, and then next episode everything is fine. They just needed something to try to do a cliffhanger on this episode. Okay, all right, Sasha, we had a cliffhanger where you got disconnected.
My internet really said,
Got clogged your internet. We needed Colin to flush the internet lines.
oh my God, sorry.
I
Everyone,
said
yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any drama with this. I think the toilets are going to flush and work
Yeah.
instantly. Yeah, you think it's going to be fine?
Oh, I agree. I think maybe there'll be some issues, but again, they didn't make a big deal of it because they're putting in filler because I think that they're gonna really backload all of these ridiculous 4
Yeah.
episodes coming up.
Okay, well, let's then talk about now that we got all of the like cruise business out of the way. Let's talk about the
Mhm.
relationships going on.
Oh my God. Oof, okay. Are we gonna? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should set the morning after.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we got where I think Daisy's is like sort of like denies that this was anything. She tells the producer it was just a quick kiss. That's it. It's
You
nothing.
lie like a rug, Daisy. You lie like a rug. We all know that's not. Listen, do you think we would have gotten more footage if they would have got it in?
I don't know. I think so, probably. But it's like I feel like that Daisy has like tried to downplay in every single
That's true.
opportunity. However, I feel like that her body language has not been like, oh, like this is not somebody that I actually like. She's like has like butterflies and is like glowing when she talks about Colin.
And she hasn't been down in the engine room before this. And now I'm like, that is your new home. Like you
Yeah.
live there. That's your man. So I'm with you. I feel like this went from like oh, well, they won't, not will they won't they, but like, oh, we've always had chemistry to straight up relationship. And you can't tell
Hmm.
me otherwise. Cause Colin the next morning is talking to Gary and he's like, "Well, do you like her? What's the bro code here?" And I was like, "Why are we talking about Daisy like she's a plaything?" But outside, like, I don't like that. And then Gary, someone I think online in one of these recaps I was looking at, can't remember which one, said that I think Gary Gary said not almost 19 times that I'm good to Colin, like in different ways. Like, I'm good. No, it's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine. It's fine. But this is a trap because Gary is not fine. This is like when I ask my wife if something is fine. She's like, "It's fine. Do what you want. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It's
You should
fine.
date. It's
It's
fine.
fine. So fine, whatever." Yeah. I don't. I really seriously like. It's fine. It's fine. Stop asking me. It's good.
He
It's not good. It's not
it
good.
was
This is a trap.
I agree. Wasn't it so obvious that this
Yeah.
wasn't working? Like, and interestingly enough, that's what actually Daisy says on Watch What Happens Live. She calls this out and actually says, "I think that Colin misrepresented what Gary said, because what happens next is that Gary goes to Daisy and tells her a very different story, but Daisy still says it's Colin's fault."
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happens later, but yeah, so according, not necessarily from what we know, I think it is the full season that she's commenting on, but it seems like currently Colin was being a
Mm-hmm.
little blind to what was actually
But
going on.
Gary is so weird. Like he's like on
Agreed.
these like two fronts and he's like losing like a two-front war where he's losing the war of Mads of like, okay, I'm going to pull Mads in. And then he's also losing the war of like, okay, I think I might have a thing for Daisy. But then also my best friend is also moving in there. And so he's losing that. He's asking like really weird questions like, who instigated it?
What is the reason? Who instigated you and Mads? Gary. How about you
Mm-hmm.
answer that instead? So I think it's so obvious that he wants Daisy as a backup that he'll do anything to kind of like keep selling that story to us. When in reality, I think he's just mad that he's not the number one with the pick of whoever he wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so bizarre. I can't imagine like having like an ex or like a situationship and then also a friend and then like like who put the moves on who? Like
And it's
why are you
not,
asking that?
yeah, and it's not for tea. It's like actually because I might like them and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize they actually might move on now.
Yeah. And so we do get a conversation between Gary and Daisy, and they're talking about like, oh, like was so last night, like, that was a fun night, right? And Daisy wants to know, Gary, what do you think about all this?
Oh my god. He the 180 that this man does from Colin to Daisy, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go through my screen and just like knock him in the head cuz I can't. I'm not here for this mess cuz he's literally like, "Oh, I guess I was jealous." Jealous of what? You were 5 seconds ago mad that Mads isn't telling you
That
good night. And then now all of a sudden, Daisy matters. He's such a BSer and like I'm tired of his shit, Rob. I can't. I'm going to fight him.
yeah, his not solid, you know what? His a very loose crap. Yeah,
Yeah,
enough
listen, that's probably why he has diarrhea because he's so full of shit. Like, I'm sorry. I'm tired of this man.
leaking. Yeah. Okay. He's saying thinking maybe he might have feelings for Daisy, and so maybe he's just scared to get her reaction. He says, but Daisy says that you've been hooking up with Mads, and she's right.
It's such a cop out the way he's talking, right? "Oh, I'm really scared of you, so I don't know how to approach you." No, you're a grown
That's what he
man.
told the women in the cab. Like all the guys are afraid of Daisy, and that's why they don't want to. Like I think he was projecting.
Yes, 1000%. And guys that are like, "Oh, you're intimidating." No, you're just weak. How about that?
Oh.
Yeah, because please. Like, I can't. That
Hmm.
that boys used to tell me that, and I was like, I'm 5 feet tall. I am not. There's no way
Mhm.
I can be intimidating. Like, stop this. So no, I just feel like Gary is spineless jellyfish, and he got called out, and I think he can't handle that.
Yeah. Um, so it's also Gary is gonna have a birthday.
Oh right,
So, but that they don't really do that much for Gary's birthday. I thought it was
because
gonna be a
they're
bigger
mad.
storyline.
They're tired of
I'm
him.
just tired of him. Yeah.
But yeah, they like have the funniest thing is that Colin and Daisy are talking about Gary, but in Glenn and Alex's cabin, and Alex walks in like, "Oh, am I interrupting?" And it's like, "No, they're just like trying to plan a cake for this fool."
Yeah. And it's even though it's Gary's birthday, Mads didn't say goodnight to him.
And he took that personally.
Yes, he did. He's very upset about this. Meanwhile, Colin and Daisy, when Colin is going to bed, they're hugging and having like all of like these close moments. It's exactly what Gary wants.
This could have been you, but you're playing. That's Gary in a nutshell. Because
Mhm.
I think Daisy would have done all of this
You know,
for
I was
him.
I got the timing wrong that they plan that it was Gary's birthday the next day.
Next
That
day.
they were
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
planning
It's
Gary's
fine.
birthday and Mads didn't say goodnight to him. So meanwhile, so Gary, he's like feeling some type of way about this whole situation. So they go out onto the beach to play cornhole, and Gary is like gonna ask Lucy, like, "Hey, what's the deal with Mads? Does she like me? What's going on? Why didn't she say goodnight to me?"
That is so
It was
embarrassing.
very embarrassing.
Rob, if I was in these streets asking someone why a boy didn't say goodnight to me, just drown me
No, but
in the
I would be
ocean.
Alex. I would be loving it. And Alex said, "I love watching Gary squirm."
I think Alex True again, even from the Watch What Happens live, I think there was no love lost between these two. Alex has had it with this man. And as he should. I feel like Alex was trying to be the good guy, play it slow with Mads, and this whooper swooped in and took and now look at you.
Mhm.
Embarrassed.
Yep.
Embarrassed.
He's in the blender,
Oh,
Gary, and he is really like, but does she like me? What's going on? And then Lucy is gonna go right back to the boat and be like, oh my god, Mads, Gary wants to know why you don't say goodnight to him.
I love Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Here, why does no one want to date or hook up with Lucy? Like it really hurts my feelings because she's so funny. She literally has again
Found the
0 Fs.
diamonds.
Yeah, actually amazing woman, and just like give 0 Fs. Imagine just going back and be like, this guy is down bad for you, girl. He is down bad,
Mm-hmm.
and Matt literally could care less. I think.
Yeah, she was like, be more dramatic, please. Like, I hate that. Like, it's such a turn off to Mads.
I think
Like,
Matt's
it's just casual sex. Like, get a life, loser.
I think Mads is literally gonna jump off the boat. She might be our quit of the season because
Mhm.
of Gary.
Again, this is his birthday, I think, that this
Yeah,
is
right?
happening.
Is it
This is like
where's
the
the
day of his
cake? Like,
birthday.
I'm so confused. Why has no one wished him a happy birthday?
Like, oh, you're another year older. Be more dramatic, old man. You're gross.
I
Goodbye.
Do you think that bothers Lucy, right? Like, I think it being someone's birthday, the age is coming up over and over again. So Mads is literally like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm like 25."
I don't think so. She doesn't seem to like have an issue with that, but she doesn't want to date Gary.
That's true.
You know, I think she's like, yeah, I'm fine. He's whatever, but he's not my boyfriend. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not dating Gary.
Not according to Gary.
Yeah. And Gary, I think, just feels like, hey, I have like, a relationship on the boat.
Which, Rob, I just need you to understand this has never been him. He has
Oh,
always been
somebody
the
check
one.
Mad's pheromones.
Listen, we thought Gary, no, that's the one that smells good. Let's be clear. Because he has had roommates fighting over him. He'd hook up with one roommate and then in a few days he's with the other one, right? So I don't understand how he doesn't see the irony in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he has put these women in a blender and Karma said, I am here.
And
I
Lucy
am
doesn't know how to use
ready.
a blender.
No. Okay. The fruity drink, the fact that they maybe got 2 fruity drinks in 7 hours, Lucy, you're down bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lucy is like, you gotta put the lid on the thing.
Mhm.
That's something like, Lucy, we just talked you up, but also like you could use the blender. She's a klutz.
I know, but she's a mess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gary is just such a he's I just think he finally got a taste of his medicine and I'm here for it and I'm ready to receive because I'm always used to giving and it's time for me to receive everyone. And Gary getting his comeuppance is it.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for the relationship drama. Was there anything else that we didn't touch on from the episode?
No.
Okay. So
No, that's all I had.
what did you get from the Watch What Happens?
Yes. So So from the Watch What Happens live, biggest news, or maybe like lukewarm news, Alex has a girlfriend now.
Okay.
It's a rekindled romance from from
But
in LA.
she's a normie.
Yeah, she's a normie. I mean, she's in LA, Rob. So take that with a grain of salt.
But she's not a Bravo leb.
No. I think it sounds like they've just been friends for a while and they finally got back together. No Kenya Moore's assistant or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So then there was a question to Daisy, right? Like, what is your takeaway now that you're watching Gary and Colin's conversation back because she didn't know about it? And interestingly enough, Daisy says, this is what I was talking about, was that Daisy immediately saw that Gary was uncomfortable. Pretty normal. And she said, I blame Colin for misrepresenting what Gary said because apparently all season Colin kept saying over and over again that Gary's fine with us. This is fine. Let it go. But Daisy also likes to make guys jealous. So this is fun for her. And then and Alex just kept being like, this is Gary's ego. He doesn't actually care about Daisy. Then there was a moment that Daisy does talk about how Gary's literally like nuts for wanting both Mads and her basically at the same time. And yeah, the smelling better thing I already said. And then she said Alex is the better kisser out of Colin and Gary.
Okay. Out of the 3.
Yeah. So Andy Cohen, the game was like Gary or Colin. And every time she didn't want to answer, she would say, who's the better lover? She was like, I'm absolutely not answering that.
Okay.
Who do you see yourself settling down with? Oh.
Yeah.
Who do you see yourself settling down with? She said Alex, but I swear to God, and this is my revisionist history, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to say, I swear she was gonna say Gary. And then she was like,
it sounds like if she didn't want to answer the question, she just says Alex. This doesn't really mean Alex is the answer. Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. And then this was the big one. Who has more to answer for at the reunion? She said Colin.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Can you tell me about the reunion? I didn't know how the reunion works. Is it
it'll
Andy
be on
Cohen?
Yeah, it'll be on Watch What Happens live.
Okay, and so it'll be like live after the last episode.
No, I think it's gonna be recorded, but it's just in the same format.
How many parts do they do at Below Deck Sailing Yacht?
Depends, because we haven't had one in a long time, so that's why I was surprised she said reunion.
Also, don't invite the chef,
please. Okay, she's sweet, but like
she can be the bartender.
Yes, I would like that. But yeah, thank you. The chat also say it's virtual, so reunions
virtual.
Are not, yeah, they all are like talking heads.
It's 2023, baby. We're back.
Yeah, do not get excited for the reunion.
But
it's usually 1 or 2. But Below Deck reunions are flops. I feel that way at least. But let's see, because I don't know, this Colin Daisy thing might be the headliner, right? And then Alex
Below Deck Scandival.
Yes, it is. It sure is. Daisy said she doesn't regret hooking up with Gary.
First of all, yeah.
Before all of this. And oh, then this was the funny one, and this I took notes just for you. Had Alex made a move night one on Mads, would Mads have never hooked up with Gary? They both disagreed, and they were like they would have still hooked up. So I think Alex is had done with these people. And they kind of made fun of Alex, right, for falling asleep or fumbling the bag. And Alex was like, I have known this girl 1 week. I'm not gonna do what Gary does. He's like, I'm not Gary. I'm not like that. I like to
Right.
wait. So, I think Alex is a good guy. Then they had a little agree disagree, right? And Colin is better for Daisy. Daisy disagrees. Apparently Gary is. Colin is the MVP of the season. Daisy disagrees. Chase has the worst game. They both agree. And then she had to Andy asked them to rate their kiss. 13. Alex gave it a 13.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Alex gave the kiss with Daisy. I mean, that was such like a nothing like burger, like hot tub kiss.
Exactly. So that's why I felt Alex was giving boring on this. I'll say that. And then here is the last thing. Daisy had to end the show with saying 5 things she loves about Gary. And Rob, I feel like they were really deep. They were all very nice. So that's why I didn't take notes, because they're too nice.
Daisy and Gary deserve each other. I'm Team
so.
Colin, but I think that they're meant for each other.
Yes, and she does say he's always down to party, and Andy says he's always down to, and says the F word, like straight up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Andy said that?
Yes, Andy's like, you mean, and he's always DTF, but he actually said the words. Oh, sorry. And one last thing, Daisy has now confirmed she does not follow Colin on Instagram. He is complicated. It is very messy. She's waiting for the reunion to answer why.
Okay.
And that she doesn't need complicated.
But Colin
on her
doesn't
timeline.
say anything to this.
No, Colin has not responded.
What could he have done? Like, is this like after the show he was like stepping out on her?
That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is that I think he ends things. Because what else could it be, right? Like, and from what we've seen, it looks normal on the show. I mean, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, that was Watch What Happens Live.
All right, so what's coming up next week, Sasha?
Ooh, Rob, the mid-season trailer was full of tea. So, spoiler alert, if people don't want it, skip a little bit. But this is the biggest piece ever.
Yeah.
Gary dropped a bombshell and he says, having sex with you was effing amazing to Daisy. So it turns out they had sex before they came on the boat. And Daisy literally looks at him and is like, shut the F up, and looks straight at the camera. So me thinks she did not want that out. So that causes fallout with Colin, who's like, well, I knew it. Look at their chemistry. All of their fights make sense. Blah, 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 blah. So coming up, that all of this is about to unfold, because Gary's like, I really enjoyed this, and I thought this was something. And there's going to be a lot of issues with this triangle. We will, for the guests, we have some mess as well. A throuple will be joining, and there will be some physical fights, looks like. Either with that group or another group of guests. Daisy's sister will be coming. She looks to hook up with Alex, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and the last one is, which I think is creative editing, but we'll see. There is a line where Daisy and a man are in bed, but I swear it's tattoos. So I thought it was Colin, but maybe not. And the line is, Gary, why are you in my bed?
Oh, she calls him the wrong name?
That is what I think. But then other people are saying it's probably a Frankenbite, and this actually happened. That Gary was in her bed and she's like, get the hell out. But I saw tattoos, because I saw that twice, that scene. So,
okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
There's tea coming, baby.
Red Hawk says, I feel like Collins low-key got that dog in him, but I have no sources for that claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lalio says, didn't the boat almost hit the dock again? Oh, I'm so done with the boat. Just crash the boat already. I'm so
It
tired of them almost
did.
crashing hitting the dock. Who cares?
Right? Like we're gonna get like, oh, it's a tight fit again. How
Shut
about
up.
Parsival's owners stop cheaping out and get a bigger slip for her?
Mhm.
Or they actually do want that boat to die in the ocean, and maybe that's the only reason they're doing this. That they're
Mhm.
like, Glenn, crash it,
Yeah,
please.
Daisy wants it at the bottom of the ocean. Okay.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I think we have a lot coming for us. So I wonder why, if they needed to just get all this boring stuff out of the way, because we're getting two different episodes. Not a 2-hour episode, but like episode what is this? So episode 10 and 11 next week, and then 12 and 13, I think, the week after. Very
Okay.
weird.
Do we have a season finale date?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, we should be close. It doesn't go over 15, I feel.
All right. Well, we will talk about it all next week when we are back for more Big Deck Energy. Sasha, anything else from Below Deck?
No, I think, yeah, that's all. We made it.
We made it. Okay, let's try to park the boat. Okay, of course, make sure you're listening to us in our brand new Bravo feed. Oh, I said we were gonna look up
Oh
some
yeah.
reviews. Let me see if I can do that. Why don't you tell us
Yes.
what you are working on, and I will see if I can bring
Mhm.
up some reviews for our Bravo feed, where, of course, you can also listen to our recaps of the Vanderpump saga, as I believe part 3 of the finale is coming up. Part 3 of the reunion with Brian and Allie and Nicole and Haley.
So good. Their coverage plus the show. So love it. So excited for tonight.
Okay,
But yeah,
what's
and
coming up
as
for
for
you?
me, as always, Kirsten and I are covering Mess Magnets, where it's the pop culture vibes only celebrity gossip podcast. We covered the Duggar documentary called Shiny Happy People. We were really in our feelings, so if you need me to yell more, go check that out. And I was on with Puya this week talking 90 Day Fiance, a brand new season, baby, before the 90 days
Yes.
has started. So I was on for that episode, and over on post show recaps, we put out the finale finally of Queen Charlotte. And for everything else, I'm
Nicole said
doing.
it's very good.
So, Rob, please, it is the best Bridgerton series. I don't care what anyone says. I will die
Mhm.
on that hill. People were mad at us because we said season 2 was bad and they tanked our reviews, but we were right. Okay. And Queen Charlotte brought us back. Okay. We're back, baby. And it was
Mhm.
really good. Would recommend it, everyone. Yeah. And for everything else, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04.
Okay. All right. Rob has a website.com/Bravo feed. We heard from random 123498876 Below Deck. I'm so glad you're covering Below Deck. Yes. From Dite Teacher. Did teacher? Thanks, Rob. Thanks for finally inviting Bravo and all of its fans to the RHAP family. Loving it. And also, we get from entertaining. I'm sharing this feed with everyone. It's about time RJP embraced more Bravo. Keep up the good work. And if y'all need to do a rewatch of Vanderpump Rules, because listen, drama. If you cover Vanderpump, I promise, with that big scandal that's going on, listens will skyrocket.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, lots of great reviews from our listeners. This is from Jane 2520. Below Deck shows are the only ones I watch on Bravo. I'm really glad to listen with Rob and Sasha covering Sailing Yacht. The podcast dynamic is so fun. My favorite Below Deck is Down Under. So I'm seriously
Mhm.
hoping Rob and Sasha will cover season 2 when it airs as well.
It might be coming soon. We'll see.
Yes. All right. Well, Sasha, great job once again. Rob is a website.com/Bravo feed if you want to leave us any feedback and reviews. And we'll be back next time to talk about it all. By the way, my recommendation, check out my coverage of Stars on Mars with Jenny Autumn. Did you see that was a thing?
Yes, I did because Tom Schwartz is in it. So you know I'm
Yes,
watching,
yes,
and
yes,
Marshawn Lynch and
yes,
Portia. Please,
yes,
Rob. These are my people. So
yes.
I'm watching it.
Really
Yes.
fun. It was really fun. Okay, check that out. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.